So then it looks like the captain for most of last season, Kieran Trippier, could be leaving Newcastle United this summer. We're going to go for the pros, go for the cons of what Kieran Trippier brings to Newcastle, what we will lose if we do sell Kieran Trippier, where will he go, what's actually going to happen. So then, starting off, it looks like Kieran Trippier will be leaving Newcastle. There's been interest from Saudi Arabia, apparently. So Kieran Trippier is 33 years old and he didn't have the best of seasons at Newcastle. Cost us a couple of games, got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, and you could start to see he was losing his legs a little bit. He's a good versatile player, playing right back or left back, but he's 33 years old. The squad that Newcastle have got at the minute, it is quite young. When you look from bottom to top, it really is. If you don't include the keepers and Nick Pope, you go your two centre backs, your only old ones, Fabian Shaw, your full backs are young, your midfield's quite young, and you've got Gordon, Barnes, Murphy, Isaac. They're relatively young, they're not in the 30s and stuff. 33-year-old Kieran Trippier, he does give you that experience, and sometimes you do need that in the dressing room, but he is a good talker. He's been a brilliant servant for the club, but I think it is time for him to probably move on. Obviously, when he came to Newcastle, he mentioned a lot about his family and they want to come back to England. If he does go to Saudi Arabia, was that all bullshit? He said that when he came to Newcastle, he came for less money than what he was in Atletico Madrid. Obviously, we all know if he goes to Saudi, he'll be on ridiculous money. We don't know if he is going to go to Saudi. There's just interest from Saudi, but it does look like he will leave, and if Newcastle do get a bid for Kieran Trippier, it probably will be a done deal, I would have thought. Obviously, in January, we did get that bid from Bayern Munich, and it was a bit of a shock. Obviously, we had a lot of madness going on in that transfer window, outgoings, not really ingoings. It looked like he was going to go at one point. Then apparently he wasn't interested and wanted to focus on Newcastle. It was a funny old time, but looking at it now, it was probably the right time to let Kieran Trippier go to Bayern Munich at that point and let him go. But looking at the positives, it means Tino Livramento will play more. I think Trippier played a lot of games last season where you could see his legs were going a little bit, and then when he got injured in that Wolves game, when we came back from the international break, we only lost 2 games, which were Palace away and Man United away. The rest of them we drew and won, and that was where Tino Livramento was playing. So if that's not saying something, I don't know what does. I think Tino deserves definitely some game time. There was loads of times last season where we were itching for Tino to play, and he finally played and he looked so good. With having Trippier obviously gone, it moves on the picture. I think if you do get rid of Trippier, you've got to still sign a right back. I think we can't go into next season with just Kraft and Tino Livramento, because that is quite weak. We've obviously know Tino's got a couple of injury problems from Newcastle and previously. Kraft is a good player on his day, but I don't think we'll be able to sustain himself for a good run of games in the Premier League if Tino got injured. But if Trippier is to leave and to move on, I do wish him all the best. We do remember the good times. How good he was in the season, getting Champions League football was absolutely ridiculous. He was absolutely sublime. The best right back in the world for me, in my opinion, that season. And going into this season, I don't know what's happened. Obviously, apparently he got burgled and stuff around December time, so obviously that's not going to help his situation. But the free kick against Man City, the free kick against Everton, then obviously scored a free kick against Aston Villa, but then got his foot broke, kept on playing. His mentality is so good, and probably what kept Newcastle up the first year, and what helped him get Champions League football. So he's been a massive part of the project, a massive part. It's not saying this video he is going to leave, it just looks like he will be leaving, so I thought I'd do a video on Kieran Trippier. Make sure to leave a like, both subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the situation with Kieran Trippier.
Newcastle! Newcastle!